Depression, anxiety, and stress is a huge issue in today's generation. And after me personally seeing so many people who are being affected by this, so many people to the point of taking their own life, I knew that I wanted to do something about it myself. I wanted to create a type of content and focus on dealing with depression, anxiety, and stress. But I needed someone who I could get advice from, mentorship that is, for this video. And I don't know if you heard of him, but he was recently seen on Goldcast with over 85 million views and counting. He's a leading speaker on mental health and how you can transform your mindset to help you become more successful and live the life that you want to live. He's his own self-made millionaire from farm boy to financially free. He's actually one of the people that have been directly coached by Tony Robbins. Introducing to you guys, Rock Thomas.
It is 3:49 a.m. I'm pretty nervous about this trip. Like, honestly, anything can happen. Yeah, 5 hours, 49 minutes. Let's go. Trenton, Ontario. 4 hours to go. Let's grind some hours. Arrived at like 2-3 service stations ahead of the last. I'm just so tired. Getting more tired and tired.
Route 20.
So I'm officially in Quebec. It is the first Quebec service station. Okay guys, we are here, but there's this huge hill. This is it. Okay for him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is recording? That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I have the memes that would rock.
Okay, perfect. Yes, come on in.
Yeah, just
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Raymond.
Nice to meet you, man. You got up here early, you just left early.
Yeah, I left at 4 a.m. So,
nice.
Do you mind if it's just recording?
Yes, hello.
We're recording right away. Boom, right into it.
Yeah, a little bit right into it.
Welcome to Rock
Look
House.
at this.
Wow, this is like really cool. Nice to meet you, sir. Alexander, nice to meet you, Ray.
You know, depression and happiness.
Yeah.
I think they're really like radio stations.
Yeah.
And so if you tap into your country station on the radio and you change it to rap, you're not changing yourself, you're just changing the music. And so for those students who might be depressed or insecure, I want them to play with the idea that maybe they're just running a thought pattern that's tuning them in to those thoughts and feelings. You know, I know how it is to live in this place of stress and fear and worry, but if it's just a radio station, all you gotta do is change the channel.
So, do you think that it's possible to live in a state of mind of where happiness is always constant, or do you believe it's kind of more like a heartbeat? It goes, like you'll have your ups and you'll have your downs.
So life is waves. I have days where I'm not happy, I'm depressed, I'm lethargic, whatever, and then when I come out, I find a way out and I'm happy again, it makes it even sweeter. So the whole point is, how do we get this trend instead of just this trend where we stay here? So it's moving up and every day getting a little better at managing our emotions and our state.
Do you guys think that, you know, there are multiple things, like different things that make people happy, or there are always going to be some things that have to make people happy?
You have to be comfortable in your own skin. If you can't make yourself happy, you're never gonna. And that's the challenge that you were talking about.
Yeah.
We're so reliant on how many likes we get and how many people looked at my post. If you can't fill yourself up, you could post something, nobody likes it, then you feel like shit for 3 days.
So if each of you guys could give one tip towards Gen Z and millennials, what would it be to overcoming anxiety and depression?
That there are only so many things you can control. So surrender is hugely powerful, and understanding yourself internally and not having any influence from the outside that make you happy or make you sad or putting meaning to certain things. And then when you start to build the skills, like Nick was talking about, frequency here, it's gonna be up and down. But the skills are what take you up those stairs to get frequency here. So you're operating at a much different vibrational level, higher up. And then you might have an off day, but you got the skills and you got the biology tuned in, so you can get out of it really fast.
Spoken like a true stoic.
Right?
For me, you know, being present is huge. But and for me, my favorite, if I could do one thing, it's be grateful, and that can change your state and change your depression instantly. Finding something to be grateful for and making that a habit and living in a resonance of gratitude will change your life instantly. It'll change how you relate to people. It'll change the things that are brought to you. It'll change how you see what's brought to you, and find something to be grateful for in every crummy situation. And when you can do that, life is beautiful.
I'm gonna echo the gratitude piece because I've gone, I'm sure like we all have, we've all gone through ups and downs. And when you're in the thick of it, you feel like you're never gonna get out. What I've found is some of my lowest times have been followed by, or led me down the path to be in the situation of these guys right now. So I would never change it, and I know it can seem dark at times, but start with something simple. Like as a general rule, if I get up, I do my morning routine, and then I do my meditation, and then I try and focus on small things, not big things, but like, oh man, this carpet feels so good right now. Or like, I'm so grateful that I have ink in this pen to like jot down these notes. And it might sound silly, but those little wins will just help focus you on what you have right now.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Rock, thank you so much for joining us on the show. This meeting today and just be here in your wonderful mansion, and also most people saw you on Goldcast and stuff.
Right.
Like over 79 million views and counting, and it's just like such a wonderful video, and I'm just so happy a video like that was able to get out there and inspire the world.
Over 100 people sent me a message saying that they were going to commit suicide until they saw that message. Yeah, it was like, whoa, holy smokes, mental attitude. You heard that before? Well, what happens when things go bad? How do you have a positive mental attitude? Just think positively? How do you do that? You need a tool to do it, right? So I've discovered that focus creates feeling, right? If you focus right now on the fact that, you know, you've got to do this long drive back to Toronto and you're tired, you could be feeling a little bit frustrated. If you focus right now that you came all the way up here and you met these 3 other guys, you're sitting down with me, you're having a great conversation, you can feel pretty inspired. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It depends on what you tend to look at in the moment. So the key to that is to ask questions. Don't answer this question, 2 + 2. You answered it in your head because your brain has to answer every freaking question you ask it. So if you go, why am I such a loser? Your brain will go, because you're lazy, because you're too tall, you're too skinny, you can't speak properly, you're not funny, none of the girls like you. It'll come up with something, right? Why can't I finish at the top of my class? Because you don't like studying, you've got ADD, you blah, 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 whatever. It will come up with something because it has to. So if you want to change your life, and this is for the people that are depressed or anxious or feeling like nothing's going their way, the reason you feel that way is because you're focused that less, loss, never. You're never going to become the engineer. You're less than the other people. You're going to lose the championship, or you're going to lose the relationship. And when you focus on that, through the questions you ask yourself, if I don't pass this exam and I don't graduate, my parents are going to freak out, I'm not going to get the job, and then I'm a loser. You're focused on the loss of it, right? Instead of the lesson of it. So you ask yourself, what's great about this? First, your brain's going to go, nothing if I fail. So you have to trick your brain. It's really important. You trick your brain. So you go, what could be great about this? If you don't get the result, if you don't make the discovery of how to create the light bulb like Edison, you discover a way it's not made, then you learn something, right? So if he discovers how to make the light bulb, he achieves success. If he doesn't, he learns something, which is success also if you love to learn, if you remain passionately curious. So how do you lose in life? If you decide that the result isn't what you want and you don't learn, then you lose. So all you have to do is change the meaning and say, if I don't win the football game, I had a worthy opponent and I learned that I need to work on X, Y, Z.
Redefine.
Redefine the lost conditions. Do you think that Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates or Steve Jobs just walked into a room and boom, the iPhone became developed and Facebook was an instant success? Thousands and thousands and thousands of mistakes and trials and tribulations and lawsuits and questioning and doubt and tireless hours. They have a freaking strong work ethic. They're passionately curious. They develop their skills. They create a relationship with money and a relationship with people. And that, Raymond, is the formula for success.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brock Thomas.
My pleasure, Raymond.